You can't sit up at the table, you ain't breaking bread.
We all break bread like going Dutch on a dinner date. The love of...
You gotta start a counter for how many times I say the N-word on this podcast.
Of ministry for the Department of Ministering. You understand?
He's ministering ministers that are ministering.
Cause once you can't do, you teach.
Thanks for catching that, Mike. I appreciate you, man.
We're not spilling nothing today, man. My name is Aziz.
You can tell he's been around musical
This is mine.
Thanks, quick on this.
There's a lot going on right now. My name is Aziz. I'm the B Mike on this podcast. Here again, episode 24. We are over 24 weeks straight. I've been getting the count wrong, man, because we've been doing some overtime that we didn't account for before, but now we're all caught up. We've done a lot of episodes consecutively, and we ain't lost yet. Still, welcome.
24-0, man.
Thank you all for joining us. I don't even know where to start, man. This is overwhelming what we have in front of us on the table.
There's a lot going on. Before we get into the our guests, let's quickly get into the food. What do we have in front of us? Are you aware? Because I'm not aware. This looks like a lot going on. Do we have more? Is this everything?
Not.
Okay.
Wait, yeah, to which question?
That's everything. Okay.
Right.
No, it's a lot. It's a lot going on.
There definitely is a whole lot going on.
Here?
So these egg rolls, are they egg? It's an egg wash. It's an egg roll right there. But inside of the egg roll, we have. Man, I might even just pick one up so you can see the textures, man. We have mac and cheese and sweet potatoes in the egg roll at the same damn time.
This nigga has indigestion before he's even eating.
You know what I'm saying? The acid reflux already touched.
I think he's fighting the urge to eat this.
The acid reflux already touched.
What
man.
else do we have? What else do we
clogging
have?
arteries right
What
now.
else do we have?
I'm gonna put this on my side, man. So
Yeah, get one, please, brother, before we introduce
I don't
you.
even.
But
You don't do the cheese?
He don't do the sweet potatoes,
Oh my God.
which is
I'm
crazy.
doing for you. What?
Last week,
We're gonna get into that.
listen, no. So this is what we need to
I
do.
don't know who told you not to eat.
Right,
sweet
this is what we
potatoes.
need to do. This is clearly lesson learned, right? Because,
We gotta ask every nigga what they don't eat.
bruh, and y'all niggas just
No, like on the
be
podcast,
picky.
I don't even care.
Yo, you got any food
Dietary
allergies? I was like,
restrictions,
Nah, I ain't got no allergies.
But I want to ask people live on the podcast, what don't you fuck with? That's a telling.
And why, bro?
Yeah.
What food you don't rock with and why?
Yes, let's get into it. Sweet potatoes, hit me. Wait, first before we get into that, this
That
is
motherfucking
Nomad the
slapping.
Native, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody in the room, clap it up for this nigga. If you're not clapping, I don't fuck with you. Thank you, Sar. Thank you. This is Nomad the Native
Good, son.
of Not Alone. Speaking to the mic, young man.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, what's good?
And let
Yo,
the
don't
people-
you rap, yo?
Yeah, among other things.
All right, yo, get in the mic, yo.
Yeah, let these niggas know what you do.
What's up with
do,
you?
right? What you do?
It's a different type of mic.
You understand?
I feel you. It's a different. Hold on. Let's move this closer.
You know the mastery of a skill is you master the skill when the skill is transferable to different contexts,
Yeah,
man.
when you could ride a bike on, mountains and
feel
road
me?
streets. You know what I'm saying? We can go all terrain.
Fair.
You know what I'm saying?
All right. I know how to use a mic. I know how to talk.
Very
well.
I'm here.
Very well.
You here, man. Nomad is
Thank
here.
you for joining us, man.
Thank
Appreciate
you for having
bro.
me, son. I'm about to be bombed because
Yeah.
I'm looking for.
You
I'm looking at
do
the
fuck with chicken,
though.
right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Yes.
I'm just making. He said, "Damn, let's check it for him." So why don't you fuck with sweet potatoes, man?
All right, so I'm just a picky eater.
I feel you.
Some food just don't.
It was
rock
never
with me.
for you.
It just,
Have you had it? Is it one of these foods that you never had, but you never wanted to try, or you just tried it?
I've tried it and it was
Okay.
Man,
not for me.
it didn't
Not
hit
at
your spot.
Thanksgiving?
No. That's where I tried it.
When the last time you had it? When you was young?
I mean, yeah.
People,
Okay, brother,
people will
brother.
people will probably hear that you don't like sweet potatoes and think that you're African.
Really?
Yes.
Now people will probably see your dreads in your face and think that you're African.
But listen,
I've had African. Somebody said that.
First of all, I'm
like
gonna get a chicken wing. I'm
Jamaican.
sorry, I haven't eaten.
All right,
Do you want to
bet.
grab
So,
one, please?
I thought we was.
Oh,
See how that shit just fell off?
what's on the wings, Diamond?
This is sweet and spicy sauce homemade.
It's a secret sauce.
Pretty
Meaning
much.
you niggas ain't getting
And it's dripping.
the secret to the sauce.
Secret drip.
Yeah, so
People told me last week that since I hadn't had a Cornish hen before, that's some African shit.
it is.
Is it
It's not cooking Cornish hens.
right? But
I think I've had a
It's not.
Cornish hen.
Well,
that's what I'm
Cornish hens are
saying.
Awesome.
That's what ain't nothing wrong with it.
Ain't
I
nothing
loved
wrong
it.
with it.
I definitely enjoyed
we
it.
just don't do that. Nigerians definitely don't do
Me not having one isn't indicative of my Africanness though, because Africans eat that shit.
that. So she calling you uncivilized, pretty much.
Nigga, Dave won't call me uncivilized.
Oh,
This man's barber violated me to my
that's
face.
a very honorable gentleman. Shout out to King. What's his
I had
name?
to cheat on my barber to get.
Throw these niggas, man.
I'm just trying to eat.
Oh, okay.
And I don't want my food
Not
in
tying
my-
shit back. Real nigga, man. Real nigga, man. Get yourself ready, man.
Yeah, man. He pretty much violated me. Told me that that's some African shit that I've never had a Cornish hen before.
I believe it.
And I couldn't say nothing because I was already with the cape on.
I believe it.
I had to just sit there and just take it.
Nomad, I have a question for you, man. I was stalking your Twitter last night and this morning, as I do with all my guests. I just wanted to let you know that up front.
All right,
but
that ain't creepy.
It's not. I know. That's why I let you know. I'm not afraid. I'm not ashamed. I saw a tweet that said, and I want to get the backstory to this tweet. It said something like, every time I go out, I go out and try and connect with people, I realize how disconnect, or some shit like that. You remember what you said?
Oh yeah,
you said every time I go out of my way to connect with people, I realize how disconnected I am. Something like that.
It's like trying too hard.
Yeah. So go just take us behind the mindset of that tweet. What was going on? I know where you was at last night. You don't have to put all the details out there.
Okay,
but
so
what was going through your mind when you set that up?
I'm pretty sure that was like.
Can you pass the eggrolls?
Earlier in the day.
Oh, that's earlier in the day.
Like last night, I was having fun.
Okay. But
it's like
this is not working from my narrative.
I've been doing a lot of thinking, dog. So I guess the point behind it. Pass that back.
Two of them bitches. Yeah, thank you.
I think the point of it is like going out of your way to do things is like we're like forcing things.
Let me wear this, yo. Let me wear this, yo. I got you, yo. You mind?
I'm not sure.
All right, fuck it. Oh, this dope. Hold on, nigga.
It's reversible, baby.
Nah. Aziz does not want you to talk.
I do.
No, bro, the hat is just fly.
But yeah, so like
this nigga look like Ace Boogie. Oh no.
This shit hard.
I'm sorry, but we'll continue. I'm sorry.
I'm an opportunist, man.
He breathing different right now.
Nigga breathing different.
I'm fucked up.
It's food bomb.
I know.
So
it's hard to multitask.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Diamond.
Diamond. It's Diamond, man.
Diamond.
Yes.
This shit is good,
amazing.
man.
Or
It's hard to eat
Diamante
good
in
food and
Spanish.
talk.
If you speak Spanish, it's Diamante, man.
Okay, so yeah, forcing things that should flow, like being able to connect with people is a thing that like happens naturally. Like you can be effortful in it, you know what I mean? You can be intentional about connecting with people. But,
intentional.
Like going out of your way to force connection,
Forcing
it never actually works.
Yeah.
So
It
like
doesn't.
that was just what was randomly on my mind.
So what was it about the feeling, the connectedness and disconnectedness? That was something that was interesting.
That applies to women too, though.
Oh,
I feel like.
Tell me more.
I thought, is that what happened?
Go on.
Like whenever, so it might, so yeah.
That's not what I was talking
about.
It's not, right.
Works.
But you know what I'm saying?
This works.
You know what I'm saying? Because
tag team effort.
yeah, every time you force, I was literally just thinking about when I had to take my little 5 to meditate just now.
What was you thinking about, man?
I literally thought about the fact that like, yo, things that you have to like or you just realize that you put a lot of energy and effort into pursuing certain things. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's like a plug for like an event or whatever the case may be. My experience just happens to be what I was thinking about was like with women, right? Whenever I have tried the most or been the most effortful, never works in my favor.
First of all,
I can identify.
you chase some shit that's gonna run from you.
Oh yes.
Chase some shit that's gonna run from
you know how dogs play? You run after that motherfucker,
Yeah.
he's gonna start running in another direction.
That's a fact.
As soon as you stop running, what do he do?
Stop running.
More than that, he come back to you. He's like, yo, what's up?
It was part of the game.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
It's part of the game.
What niggas don't realize is life is all about energies and different frequencies of magnetic energies coming together. You can't have something that's too strong. It's gonna push that shit away. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Thank you for that word, man. Your vocabulary's on point, man.
He rap, yo.
He said, what did he say earlier? Cogent. He said cogent.
Cogent. That was what it was for you. That was the one.
It was something that came after that, but Eddie was amazed at cogent.
Hey, where my logo at? The logo right here on the left.
Yeah, right there.
I broke it off to the left.
Briefly, can I tell y'all why I hate the club, son?
Huh?
Can I tell y'all why I hate the club? Do you enjoy the club? Do you go to the club?
I do not.
Does he look like somebody that enjoy the club?
From time to time.
I don't prejudge people based on their looks.
That was the
Just knowing
sermon.
how I look?
That was the sermon today.
Oh, really?
Yes.
You see how God works?
Sermon was based on treating people.
He did.
You know what I'm saying?
Just know how I look?
Nah, this is the thing.
For the record.
No, literally,
I'm appalled.
the scene that we a part of, bro. Don't nobody like going to the club. Not a single person that I've met since we started
why do we all
doing
go
this.
to the
Wait a minute.
club?
Somebody has to enjoy going to the club.
Somebody.
Nomad, let me tell you what I saw last night.
You ever been in the club and see people that are like 50 or like
Yes.
So it's like,
They be the ones
you
getting
don't go to the club your whole life and you
I
don't
seen a
like the club.
50-year-old
Yeah,
woman
that's
with
fact.
braces in the club last night.
And that's okay. Like, not even a judgment on people who are older that go to the club. But it's like,
Why are
there's
you
no
in
way.
the club with 20 and 30-year-olds and you 50 and with braces?
I'm not doing that.
What
I'm
the
not
braces
doing
gotta
that.
do?
I'm not doing that. I'm just saying.
What?
Kill. He's trying to get a member. That's
All right.
that's
She
salacious.
said there's some people that are there that enjoy it.
You gotta enjoy it.
But you don't enjoy it.
No, it's not.
Why don't you enjoy it?
I don't know. It's just the vibe just doesn't. I don't know.
Let me tell you what I saw
Trying to
last
put my
night.
finger on it.
Kill. Don't
Let me
put your
tell you
finger
what I
on
saw
it, brother.
last night.
Dang. Don't do
Let me
that.
tell
You
you what I
don't
saw
know where
last
that's
night.
been.
Put your finger on the chicken, brother. Let me
You know
tell
where
the
that's
story. We went to Right Spot last night. It's a spot. You know, I've never been there. We walked in, and first of all, paying $20 to get into any regular
that's
club in
the first
DC
thing.
should be against the law. That shit should be outlawed. You niggas should be ashamed of yourself. Quick side
You
note.
should be ashamed of yourself.
Quick side note: if you carry $100 bill to the door, man, and he don't got no change, he's just gonna tell you give him the 10. I just want to give y'all that cheat code.
You lying.
Yeah.
Nigga, it happened to me
lying.
last night.
So you telling me, and the people on the other side of this camera, that the guy that worked at the club you went to last night,
He was at the door.
And you
What club?
named he named the
Right
club
Spot.
too.
So the guy that was working,
At Right Spot.
I think I had to look.
the guy that was working last night at Right Spot, let you in for $10 when you
When I was supposed to pay 20, I had
When he
$100
pulled
bill,
out
I had
100.
10 and I had a couple dollars. And I said, I don't got no
Yo,
change.
you
Do
a
got
you a
change?
lick. You a lick.
All right, you the face, because you definitely just snitched on that nigga
That's
on
all.
camera.
That's all. They're not watching this. I assure you.
I had to make sure.
Can I see
just
that
wanted
monitor,
it to be
please? Can we
clear,
turn
dog.
that? Can we turn that, please? Is that any way? Is that gonna be a problem? Is that gonna be a problem?
For the remainder of the show, yes.
Okay.
For a brief moment.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. So yeah, I was like, y'all don't got change. Y'all been taking 20s all motherfucking night. Y'all don't got change. Y'all been taking money all night.
What they've been doing? They've been
was like,
buying
no.
dubs with it. They've
He
been
was
buying.
he was like this. He was like, took a couple steps back into the club.
Ain't say shit.
Yo, give me 10. And just let me in. Just a quick side.
Hey, let me hold
I walked
$10.
into this shit, and we gonna get into you very, very briefly.
Yo, that shit
I just
look
hate
crazy.
clubbing, and I have to let this shit on.
Yo, I
Where
feel
they
like
rock?
I look like. What do I look like right now,
You like
bro?
a bitch. You like a thought.
Damn.
You going like that?
Gun on my head. Ugh.
I'm in my own house, bro. I don't even raise my voice
Don't
in
you
my own
always,
house,
nigga?
bro.
Every time we go out, this nigga come out the room dressed, talking about nigga. I look like a bitch.
Yeah,
not?
but I say that,
Oh.
and people don't know that I say that. This is what we were just talking about, right?
Am I being too vulnerable on the
Presentation.
podcast?
No. That's not it. That's not it. It's different if I say it.
Uh-huh.
But you hear how he just reacted? Because he doesn't know that I say
I have
that.
no
But
idea.
we know.
You called me
I
completely off
understand.
guard.
Oh.
Yeah, he was like, you look like a
You know,
bitch.
I just heard it how other people hear it. I literally just heard it how other people
You see how
hear it.
long that took you to hear that, though?
Yeah.
That's what we working
I'm
on,
in a
bro.
bubble. I walked in there, bro. It was okay. First of all,
This nigga
it was
wildin'
a
out, bro.
lot of women that were like really rude. Like, you know, women that don't feel the need to say excuse me when they bumping into you.
Yeah, and they
walking
be
past you in a
touching
crowded
your
spot,
lower back when they trying to
stepping
move
on your
past.
sneakers and not saying excuse me. Walking into your hookah.
You do not need
into your hookah holes.
You do not need to use your hands to get by me.
You don't, queen.
Listen,
Keep your hands to
I
yourself.
know I smell good.
Yes.
I paid money for that. You know what I'm saying?
Nigga, you serious? You got a different type of smell. I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about women walking past me with actual animosity. And then you ask them to say, excuse me.
He on some.
I know, he on some
like,
Playboy shit. He got the head on, he feeling different.
He's like, Miss,
He
please,
got the head
back
on, he
up
feeling
off me.
different.
Stop
you know.
it.
Miss, all you had to do was ask.
We don't know who's watching.
All you had to do was say
You gotta
hi.
take me to dinner first, please.
At least
I'm
buy
telling
me
you, man.
dinner.
I was thinking a whole lot just now, bro.
Like, walking right into the hookah holes. If this shit fall, I'ma look crazy. Why are you doing this? Just say excuse me. I told a girl to say excuse me last night, and she looked at me like I was crazy.
Because you told her what
No,
to do.
but
Son.
I already know how you told her to say excuse me though.
I said excuse
Really
you.
loud and
I
aggressive.
said excuse
and
the
in
same
tone
way
of
the same way a woman would do it to a man. It's 50-50.
Yeah, but when somebody
Is it?
does, okay, you know what?
It's not.
I say not in her mind, apparently, nigga. Like,
Nah, son. I mean, I just don't like my space being violated. Nor does anyone. So that was one. It was just a lot of rude women, similar to the women that was in the spot when Burna Boy was at Caldi's a couple weeks ago. But we don't have to revisit.
That threw a drink and shorty
Yeah,
face.
they was just real animosity. It was a lot of animosity. A lot of niggas standing around, just looking at each other, like slow mumbling the words to records. They wasn't even hype about it. You know what I'm saying? They just proving that they know the words to the song.
How do these venues pay their rent?
Nigga, it was packed in that bitch. It was packed. It was packed full of niggas looked like they weren't having a good time.
Like you said, somebody likes the club. Somebody has to, right?
But the woman that was 50 with braces in that bitch, she was the most lit. She was the most lit. She was jumping up and down. She knew all the words.
She knows what she likes, man.
People gotta enjoy it.
Yeah.
On some level. I don't know if they enjoy everything about it, but something about it fuels them enough
to go back. You know what it is?
Week in and week out, or at least once a month or something
it's
like that.
It's the alcohol. It's the hookah. And it's the fact that niggas don't want to be alone, bro.
You could go to a hookah bar though. Like my thing is, there's always solution. There's always
you can buy a hookah and put it in your house.
I can buy a hookah.
Yes.
That doesn't cost. How much you think a hookah
$20-$30?
A hookah costs like $30.
People live for other people.
And the weekend.
Yeah.
The weekend.
But hey, let's not act like niggas only go out on the weekends. Niggas be out Wednesday.
People live for Abel.
Shit.
But like, you know, it's their social thing. Some people don't do nothing but go to the club.
That's a fact.
Dog.
There are people that don't do nothing but go to the to the gym.
Them niggas miserable.
Or go to
And
the studio.
that's where their community is, or that's where they feel the most sociable and comfortable.
That is true.
Some of these niggas I see more in the club than I see in the studio.
And they rap too.
And that should be fixed. But you're not one of them, gentlemen. Speaking of
I live in my studio.
I know, that's what I'm saying. That's why I said that. Speaking of people not wanting to be alone, your band name is called Not Alone.
Segue.
I think, you know,
journalism.
It's pretty self-explanatory. But talk to the people about why you felt the need to convey that message to people, you know.
Are not alone.
Yes. What sparked that?
I don't know if you think about it. Maybe this is a combination of like high thoughts and like just like really abstract thinking.
Mm-hmm. which usually come in.
Fair.
Yeah. Abstract thinking means your train of thought is fucking all over the place. It has no conductor. It's not even a train of thought at that point.
Salvador Dali's my favorite artist.
It's an ocean of thought as opposed to a stream of thought.
That nigga do the
Exactly.
most abstract shit you done ever
Yo,
seen. What you say? Repeat that?
It's an ocean of thought rather than a stream of thought.
perfect visualization. That made perfect
Do
sense
you
to me.
meditate? You do.
Not as much as I want to. But yeah.
I feel it. But you
I spend a lot
recognize
of
the
time-
greatness that is meditation.
I spend a lot of time being introspective. I've been practicing mindfulness, not mindfulness, but mindfulness.
Yeah.
But anyway, so like
Sorry about that.
the thing about Not Alone and wanting to tell people or convey that message in some form or fashion is, if you think about how people act when they're in a vacuum, when they feel like, you know what I mean? Like think about you got the house to yourself for the week.
Yeah.
Your
What you
roommate,
about to do?
Your roommate is gone, right,
Yeah.
for the week. So I'm about to walk around this joint butt naked.
Butt naked.
I'm gonna leave
That's
the
why I have
dishes.
roommates, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm gonna leave the dishes. You know what I mean? Like
I mean-
I'm gonna take my time. I might make a little bit of a mess in the living room, but when I know my roommate's coming back,
You don't
I'm
clean
about
up.
to clean up. I'm gonna make sure that I'm fully dressed at all times.
You gotta respect
The
the
dish-
space.
At least my dishes. If they left dishes before they left,
They gonna be
they
right
might
there.
still be there. But I'm gonna
They
get
might be
my
cooked
dishes
out
up
by
out
the
the
time they
sink.
come back. Shit, fuck that
Evicted.
shit.
But you know, like I'm gonna make sure to play my part in order to make sure that the space is something cohesive to sharing, right? And then when you think about that, if you expand upon that idea outside of just the realm of roommates, if you take it to like your family, you know what I mean? You act differently when you know that I have to take care of somebody else, or somebody else is counting on me, or somebody else believes in me, somebody else is sharing in the energy that I'm, you know what I mean?
That I'm putting out, yeah.
That I'm putting
That
out.
no one actually lives in a vacuum.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But like I think American culture or Western culture promotes individualism a lot. And in that there's it's like a petri dish for divide and conquer.
This nigga be reading books, man. Can you tell?
I don't read as much as I want
Shit,
to.
we don't do as much. We don't do anything as I don't get enough money as I want to, man. But I'm still getting money. You understand what I'm saying? So don't be down on yourself that you don't read as much. You still read. We can tell you intelligent, man. Continue.
When you think about how easy it is for people to disregard or be inconsiderate, you know what I mean? Disregard the needs of others or disregard the worth of their surroundings. Because it's like I can take it for granted. It's just me, but people inherently act differently when they're sharing space.
Yeah.
Like I remember reading some random study of like just social behavior of people when they get in the elevator. So like when people get in the elevator, if it's just one person in the elevator, they kind of stand however, right?
Yeah.
when you got 2 people in the elevator, they usually separate enough to divide the space evenly. When you put 3 people, it's like, and so on and so forth. Like people like space themselves enough to have enough personal space, but also to kind of be respectful of other people's space. That's why when you go to the bathroom and there's like a dude that comes into the urinal right next to you and there's a bunch of open ones, you feel weird because it's like you can share in the space. You don't got to be like, it's like a little bit of like individualism and like social interaction.
Yeah,
like
but if you
trying to balance that.
and if you get caught looking at him before he looking at you, now you look weird.
Now you look crazy and paranoid.
Because he could have just pissed first, right? You know, he could have just like you could have been pissing first, right? And then he came up to you and used the stall right next to you, right? But he might just be that type of dude, and he's minding his business. That's now, weird. If you look at him,
that type of dude. Why?
No, exactly. That's a question. That's a question. That's a question, right?
I may want some personal space.
No, of course. But you see how that's in your head?
Yeah.
Right. Those conversations don't ever happen. Right. Mind you, the urinal is not the right place to have a conversation.
Nah.
Right. But like,
imagine being there, sir. Could you give me some space?
Or like when you're in the movies and somebody sit right next to you and it's a whole row, you be thinking in your head, why did you do that?
Think about the nigga that Eddie put on his Instagram last week that got on the elevator with no shoes.
Think about that both ways, right? So like if we're talking about not being alone in a space, if you think about not being alone in a space, right? Or thinking about the fact that you have to share in that space. So yes, I got my seat in the middle of the middle row. I'm sitting in the middle seat of the middle row in the theater,
in the middle column.
The screen. I'm like, yo, this is nice. I got
Lovely
perfect sight. And if somebody comes in and sits right next to you, like, nigga, there's all this space. Why'd you sit next to me? But also, if you take it a step further, like, maybe they wanted the good view too, because you're in the perfect space for it.
You don't have domain over that good view.
You was in the perfect urinal.
I don't own the space enough to say, yo, step back from me. But at the same time, like, maybe you could be considered of my personal space, right? It's a balancing act of being considerate of one another in our space, and that's just like
and still preserving your own.
That's just a minor example, and I feel like it can be translated to so many different things. Like if you
to life in general, bro.
Yeah, like I'm not the only person in the room, so I'm gonna make sure that if I got a fart, I'm gonna step out the room. If I got a burp, I'm gonna say
unless your name is on the lease,
or I'm gonna say excuse me. But like you can still say excuse me, and it's like, all right, you stink, but damn.
You
right?
at least tried.
You know what I mean? At least you acknowledge it.
You tried to
like
be considerate.
so, like anything, you know what I mean? So like I'm not the only person in the room. I'm not the only person in the state. I'm not the only person. So like I have to be considerate in those ways, and hopefully that people consider me in the exact same way. I'm not the only organism. Maybe there are animals that could be treated better by my presence if I acted accordingly.
That is so much deeper than what I thought it was.
I usually
you judged him.
I mean, I did judge him, but it wasn't.
That's crazy.
Judging. I judged him. Let me paint the picture. I done seen these gentlemen. Gentlemen because he's a part of a band. Not alone.
Not
Mark
alone.
and Data.
LOC.
Shout out to my brothers.
Yeah, good niggas, man. That nigga could sing. Woo. Go Google Mark Moore, right? That's his name. That nigga, he a Rico Suave.
Like Baby Jesus.
Oh, that's
Sweet
the
Baby
perfect.
Jesus.
Yeah, Sweet Baby Jesus. You called him that at the show one time.
I think I did.
Yeah. I've seen these gentlemen perform on a number of occasions, and one thing I'll say is, like, you put a message out when you're performing. You don't just come to just rap records. Like you're trying to portray a message, right? That's how I see it. Let me just paint the picture.
Yeah. Okay.
Let me just paint the picture. You do a lot of call and response as well too. Like you do a lot of talking to the crowd, and
facts.
Just from like a fan perspective, I don't even like that word. From a support, from
it's
a
all right, man. A fan, man.
I don't like fans.
I know you don't like it, but it's mild. It's other things.
I just have a weird thing.
That's a whole conversation I want to have later.
Oh, we can bring that up.
Right.
But yeah, like. From a listener and a watcher's perspective, it was like, okay, not alone. Like people could just take that as, oh, we're not alone. Like anything you're going through, I'm here for you.
But
that's part of it, right? But you just gave me the other side of it. Like you just gave me the whole other like wider side of it. Like that's I wasn't aware of that before.
Like, dog, our first merch shirts were the first merchandise shirts that we ever had was. It's like a shirt that says "Not Alone," like right here on the top of the chest, and then at the like closer to the middle of the chest, it's like a depiction of God reaching out to touch Adam's hand, God's hand and Adam's hand, like literally. So even in that sense, we're not alone. Like in any sense that you want to like connect with, you feel a connection with something greater than yourself or more than just yourself. that's when you when you take that in, you understand that you're not alone, and there's more to be experienced, so there's more to consider than just yourself and just your thoughts, just your feelings.
That's the first thing that somebody told me right after I got baptized, bro. Was that you'll never be alone for the rest of your life.
Damn.
That's deep.
Did that do something for you?
It definitely solved pretty much everything. I used to use a lot of my time to cope with being alone, man. A whole lot. A whole lot. You don't even realize how many things in your schedule you nigga, this phone in my hand right here, that everybody that's listening to this that wakes up first thing in the morning, we open our timelines, open the IG stories. Like, you're literally waking up alone more often than not, and you're going to search for that connection off buck because you feel like, nigga, I need to be stimulated, I need to be in contact with people. You feel what I'm saying?
I think I seen somewhere, I want to say it was some study I seen an article for, where even though we have phones that are supposed to be able to connect us to one another much more like easily than ever before, like it's the most constant and like pervasive form of like social interaction, right? Social media and so on. But like the more people use social media and our phones, the more lonely people tend to feel.
The more disconnected we feel.
Because the level of connection is very superficial. That's why we feel so alone, because we're developing a lot more connections, but they're all like at the surface. They're not like, quality at all.
Quantity versus quality. And
how many times you go down Instagram and think, how the fuck do I know this person?
A lot.
Or you ever had somebody ask you how you like, how did you follow this? Like, how'd you follow? I'm just like, yo, I don't even know this.
Well, I wanted to ask you a question real quick. What is creating a musical chimera mean to you?
Chimera?
Yeah, if I'm pronouncing that word right.
Probably not.
Do you know where I got that from?
Chimera.
Chimera.
A chimera. A chimera.
I said chimera. Nah, bad, bro.
A chimera.
I was hooked on phonics as a child.
Like chimera. Is that a girl?
A chimera?
Chimera?
Chimera.
Chimera.
Yeah.
I've never used that word.
Like a hybrid.
Huh?
Yes, like a hybrid. Okay, Greek mythology. In Greek
That's
mythology,
a chimera.
That's why.
Like a chimera was a combination of multiple animals to make.
That's why. This is the Greek side of the table. Them niggas. I'm ignorant. I'm ignorant.
You not Greek, yo?
I'm not, bro.
Dang.
I'm not. I never have been.
I thought you was Greek. I thought we was from the same shit that Giannis was from, man. Kumpo, man. Just want to shout my Greek brother,
that nigga's
man.
from Nigeria.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck what nigga said.
By way of
Giannis is from Nigeria.
The chimera, bro.
Yeah. What is that? I'm fucking retarded.
In Greek mythology, the chimera was, I think it was like a beast with the head of a.
The head was of a man. I'm pretty sure.
Was it the head of a man?
I know.
Google this. Can somebody Google this?
Okay, so like there was a beast called the chimera, and then there's like a classification of beasts, and they're all technically called chimera. So like the chimera had like the body of a lion, the face of something else, and then the tail of snakes.
Yeah, it had
like,
a lion's head, a goat's body.
Yes, okay.
And the serpent's tail. Sometimes they also get depicted with like having like eagle wings and things of that nature.
So like anything in it, so like that was the specific beast, but like if you're talking about the category, then it's like a griffin, which is like lion's body, eagle head, wings. A hippogriff, which is like a horse's body. A hawk's face and wings. The centaur is a chimera.
The centaur, but the centaur is like
shout out to Iota Phi Theta Fraternity Incorporated.
I knew that was coming. I was gonna ask you, but I knew it was coming.
So like,
shout out my man Ray. You know Ray?
Yes, that's my brother.
Hey, small world, man. Shout out Rayante, man. My man Rayante.
Shout out to that nigga.
It's a real dude, man. It's a real guy. That's the only Iota I know. Now I know two of them. Bless. Look at blessings, man.
Look at blessings. Continue.
We might not be many, but we might.
You know what I'm saying?
You've been waiting to get that off.
Like shit. But yeah. So like making a musical chimera is like for us. The three of us come from three different genre backgrounds, right?
Okay.
Like, and then even our path in music.
So sorry, Maurice, for eggroll. I apologize.
Do you think,
bro? I got you, man.
Okay, thank you. Just lift it up for me.
Y'all this nigga do that, man.
I apologize, man. Let me get one more.
I think the cameraman want one. Help him out.
I'm gonna leave. I'm
right,
gonna let y'all eat. These niggas getting nervous behind the camera. Like, is there gonna be any food left?
Please.
Son,
Nigga, it's my show, nigga. Shit, it.
Yo,
I deserve this. I'm getting
look
one
at
more piece of
our
chicken. Y'all can have the
crew.
rest.
Look at our crew, bro.
Y'all can have the rest. I'm so sorry to interrupt you.
You know what? I might gotta give me another.
Yeah, get a piece, man.
I got a little graveyard.
Cause it's
stacking up over
going
here.
to disappear, bro. You better get it in
All right.
while you can
You
now.
good?
They're
You sure?
vultures.
You want that?
I'm good. I'm good.
Can you, Aziz, can you hand out the Torres, please?
Yeah, let me get one more, man.
Get one more, man.
Actually, nah,
I'm
y'all
sorry.
can bust it
Okay.
down,
What was
man.
you just talking about?
So we had to take a quick food break.
Yeah. We gotta break bread, man.
All right. So making a musical chimera, like for us, it's the combination of our 3 different styles, our 3 different genres of music, and our 3 different backgrounds, right? Amor has a really great singing voice. Never really thought to use it that much. So like up until
What was he doing before that?
he was chilling.
He wasn't making music.
That nigga's nice.
Okay. I thought he was rapping or something, and he like switched to singing. I was excited for a second.
That nigga can't rap though.
I know. Okay. Continue.
But so he comes from like almost like a building himself from ground up position as a singer. When we first started a couple years ago, Data's been playing music his whole life, like formally trained with the school for it and everything. And I've been writing for 10 years now. I've been rapping for 10 years now, and like I spent a lot of time like doing solo work under a different name. Then I changed to Nomad. Then I changed to Nomad the Native. I was a part of a collective before in college. Then we kind of disbanded, and like everybody started doing their own thing.
Where'd you go to school?
Frostburg State University.
Frostburg State.
That's where I
out
met
there.
Data, as a matter of fact.
Got you in school.
And then I met Amor through a cousin, like one of my closest cousins is his best friend from college. So like we all kind of met through college connections.
That's supposed to happen.
Yeah, so like the 3 of us having 3 different journeys and 3 different sounds and 3 different taste levels, putting our heads together to like create something that was cohesive and still like representative of all 3 of us.
No.
Sar is looking at this chicken.
In the light?
He was supposed to put it back on the table, right? He got the plate, and then he looked. He just stared at the plate like, "Do I really want to give this back to these niggas?" I seen the whole motion. Oh my goodness! Put it on the table, bro. Right there.
Send me one. I don't want to touch it right now.
You good.
Shout out the crew one time, man. It's been a minute since I shot the crew.
One more
man.
tweet that I have from you that I wanted to get into. You said you can't modify love and still experience it fully.
Did I say modify or commodify?
Maybe you said commodify.
I meant to say commodify.
It was early this morning. I think you said modify though.
God, wait a minute.
Let's check the tweets.
That's an unfortunate typo. Because those have 2 different meanings entirely.
do.
Okay, hold on.
Because to commodify.
So you meant to say commodify.
Like a commodity.
So what does that mean?
To treat it as a turn into a commodity. Like a thing.
Something that you can like buy and
A
sell.
consumable
And, like,
product.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you did say commodify. I was asleep
Alright,
this morning. It was 7 a.m.
Because
think I'm
that
about to
changed
sound
the
stupid as
whole,
shit. Yeah,
the
like,
whole tweet.
I'm
I
sounding
apologize,
foolish,
brother.
man.
Damn.
Sound like a lame.
I'm so happy you know what you said. So you can't commodify love and still experience it fully. So using it as an object and like as a
Yeah, like if it's just a consumable thing, like think about love. Like it's supposed to be a selfless act, or you know what I mean, like a practice of selfless things and sharing, and you know what I mean.
So if you're looking at it as transaction or something that you're gaining, it doesn't really work.
Well, not even transactional, right? Because if I'm thinking about it as if I'm reducing it to just something, a consumable product, something I can just consume, then it's not as much about us as it is about me.
Okay, I get it.
Not to say that people who commodify love can't experience love. I'm saying that those 2 things can't coexist at the exact same time. So like you could have experienced a really like caring and loving and you know what I mean, full relationship, and maybe that didn't work out, and then beyond that, maybe you know what I mean, you treat it as a commodity, or you could have treated it as a commodity for an extended period of time, and then you experience some things with that person, and thusly you've changed your mind, or at least you changed the way that you engage in, at least in that relationship. But I'm saying you can't commodify.
They're mutually.
They're
They're mutually exclusive.
exactly
Right. Bars.
Damn.
Y'all are hearing it here first, man. The man Nomad the Native has spent a lot of time introspectively. You know what I'm
So
saying?
when I was in college, I wanted to be a philosophy major.
I was just about to say the shit you was talking about, shared spaces.
But-
I learned that in philosophy class.
I ended up being a psych major instead.
that
Same
was
shit.
my first preferred
Same
major
shit.
was psych. and I didn't go into psych for whatever reason. Did you get a degree in psych?
I got a bachelor's
From
in psych.
Frostburg?
That's like molecular biology and
It's not.
fucking chemistry, chemical biology. It's just two different types of biology, man. It's two different ways to look at the brain.
Okay.
It's two different ways to look at history and why we do what we do.
Philosophy is a more of like
the shared spaces
social sciences.
Yeah, the shared space is like sociology. I feel like group.
But like to be honest, they all kind of they do kind of go together because like psychology stemmed from philosophy.
Yes.
Yeah. That was a much more poignant way of saying that.
Psychology stemmed from philosophy. Sociology and psychology go hand in hand because they're pretty much two different faces of a very similar set of studies. Damn. Did I end up not really changing that much?
Nah.
It's like my parents was like, "What you gonna do with a philosophy degree?"
I don't know. I'm gonna switch to psychology.
I just want to study this shit. Damn.
That's like going from political science to fucking to sociology. Quickly, Barbie, you have something special coming out very, very soon.
I was
Very,
about to
very
get
soon.
into
The
that.
single that just dropped. Matter of fact, I know we running over, but I actually do want to hear the song right now. Let the people,
Coming up soon, man.
This is Bank Bank by Not Alone.
I just cleared the bone.
That's how you supposed
This
to
is
do
all
that.
Direct Deposit.
Yeah, Direct Deposit EP coming soon.
Coming very soon.
Soon.
Very, very soon.
Soon.
Sooner than soon.
Big bang, take little bang, take big bang, take little bang, take big bang, take little bang. Bang, bang. I was born under a bad sign. I'm just trying to get my cash right. Look at empty pockets in the flashback, like I'm looking at another nigga in the past life. I feel was apart from a lot of niggas. Can't put my finger on it, but I got the feeling. Once I get it, you know that I got to spend it. I'm thinking about my broccoli, my spinach. I can't forget the collard greens, the artichoke. All my heroes made it big.
I really like how, I feel like growing up listening to hip hop in general, coming from the area that we come in, like we don't have as many like famous people in close proximity to us in terms of like people that we listen to in music. So I love this age that I'm in right now where I hear a lot of dope ass shit that's very close, that is in my house literally like right now. You know what I'm saying? Like I couldn't even be the person that like had a hometown hero like make it, but their music is trash. Like I couldn't even rock with them, bro. Even though they're famous and I'm supposed to be like, yo, putting on for the whatever. Nah, I can't do that, bro. So I'm very happy that I don't have to do that.
You don't have to fake.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I don't have to fake. Like this is good music coming out of the area, man. You've been playing. My brother's been playing your music a lot, whole lot.
What was in a Camry when
Yeah, we was in a Camry, bro. The 01 Camry or the 06 Toyota Highlander.
Yeah, one of those two. But we was in that bitch riding to the.
Was this Black DeLorean?
Yeah, Black DeLorean. Yeah.
Kill.
I played that. Now I played that. Do you remember?
Yep. You don't know.
Man, my shit not as smooth as Mark and Moore, man. I'm sorry.
But you tried to hit it.
I tried.
You know what I'm saying?
No coming.
We was at karaoke last week, so my vocal cords are a little spent.
Yeah, we sang Alicia Keys
on that night.
Yeah,
you would have heard.
I feel you was fresh.
You would have heard the real range.
It's cool, son. It's cool.
I appreciate you recognizing
I understand.
Highlight us on Thursdays at Nottingham's, man, in Columbia, man.
We lit in that bitch.
Yes.
Room full of white people. We singing Alicia Keys' Diary on stage, and the niggas not
And they was
appreciating the
eating it up.
greatness.
Yeah, they was probably looking at you like.
They were though not. I was getting some love on my
Yeah,
little.
but the performance that we put on, bro, the performance that we put on, we should have had a standing
Hold up.
ovation.
Was anybody in the crowd responding, or was it?
They
just-
were
Yeah, it
though.
was 3 black women in the left
Yeah,
corner. That was,
exactly.
They was
Okay,
shouting.
okay, good.
But I thought we was gonna get a standing ovation by the time we got off stage.
Oh.
And it was just the golf clap.
My
You know
fault.
what? That's one thing that always surprises me. Like sometimes,
The niggas don't get that to you?
like sometimes people. I feel like when we're performing, people are like, yo, that was amazing, right? Like we get off stage.
Why didn't I know that when we was on stage?
It was like, oh my god, you guys were so amazing.
I didn't feel
we
this.
love this. Like, what's your IG? Like, we've had people like offer to buy merch before we had merch, and like meanwhile during the set,
Y'all
I was
name
that
fucking
nigga.
with you.
I was that nigga. I was one of them niggas. I can't lie. I can't lie.
Dog.
You're like, damn, that would have helped. That would have been nice.
You know, I'm literally asking you to participate, and you like.
Oh no, I'll be talking to you.
But
Cause
I mean, like I think people get it after a while.
Yeah.
But like, dog.
And they're not. This is what it is though. They're not used to, because most of the time, when niggas go to a rap show, the only thing the rappers is telling them is put your hands up, and you know, they might be asking them to say a lyric to their record.
Put your middle fingers up.
They're not talking.
That's it.
They're not asking you questions.
Hey,
They're
who
not
in there?
telling you
Who in here
to let
smoking
people
tonight?
Yeah.
And then somebody be like, woo.
Woo!
That was one of the things I was
Somebody
most
blows-
impressed with at your
Blows
shows.
back up. Me.
Throw the J up on stage.
When niggas say when rappers tell me put your hands up, son, I never want to put my hands up. Never.
Cause man,
Never.
I be
J.
feeling
Cole's
like-
the only rapper that I wanted to put my hands up and did it, and didn't feel
you being
crazy.
defiant.
Hey, put a finger in the sky if you want.
It's not even
Put your
defiant.
fingers in the
Most
sky.
niggas don't inspire me enough to want to put my hands up. I saw the whole motion.
That's crazy. See what? That's why we don't be putting our hands up over here, bro.
But
See how that happened?
But while he fixes his mic, most niggas don't be inspiring me enough to even want to put my hands up. If I don't feel inspired by you, what? I'm not. Cause look, this is what happens. Niggas put their hands up for 8 seconds.
Oh yeah.
This nigga hasn't even gotten to his verse yet, and the crowd's hands is already down. What did you do that for? Am I lying? What did you do that for?
I mean,
Come on, brother. You know I'm not.
all right. So like,
That's why I appreciate what y'all do. Y'all shit is different.
But I mean, it's hip hop rules. You're supposed to like engage the crowd.
When the niggas is fly.
Yeah, but you
If
can.
Millie- when
There's a
Millie went on
way.
stage and told you
There's a
put
way
your
to
hands
do
up, you
that.
ain't
So
put
this
your
is
hands up.
what I always say.
You gotta be dope.
This
I
is what I always say.
Inspire me. Put
And if
something
I was a rap, that's why you gotta tell me, right? Because I don't rap clearly, right? This is what I would do though.
Sorry,
If
bro.
I was dang right now,
We good.
if I was a rapper, right, and didn't nobody know me when I was rapping, first thing I would do is like let it get quiet or like bring the attention to me. Hey, yo, what's going on? What's going on? Say my name, whatever my rap name is. I'm Nomad the Native. And then while it's quiet and they're listening, acapella, let me just spit like an 8 real quick.
That's a really good way of doing it. Like people have done that before. Like they're like, I pay attention to people's different like nuances when they're performing, and like I don't even do it. I know this is about to sound a little odd. I don't even just do it with rappers and other performers. Like I watch debates sometimes.
You have to.
Or like
Bro, you
my
bro, you
favorite low key is preachers, because and I don't want to get into like touching into blaspheming or anything, but like I understand that preaching in and of itself is a performance.
Yeah,
now,
it is.
Not the message itself.
They'll
but-
tell you, no, pastors will tell you that
delivery and the charisma of
they'll
it.
tell you that
Yes,
it's a performance,
yes,
man.
like
No,
you can
for sure.
feel you can feel the pastor's charisma, like, and I think that's why certain churches be getting so big.
That's why Destiny is like that.
Like
Because I went to Jesus' house today, so I went to their Emerge, like their little young adult joint, and it's like a baby Destiny. Like what they're trying to do is eventually get to the level that we experience.
So
you know what I'm saying?
so you what you're basically saying is that you recognize the art that is performing, and you're not just going there to just rap
performing is
into
a whole
a
art.
mic. Yeah.
It's like each separate part, like performing,
The actual song,
like recording,
yeah.
production, writing. These are all different arts in and
Aspects,
of themselves.
yeah.
Like that's why I've just started to become way like, because I used to be like, yo, if the bars is whack, I don't care, son. If you say one whack bar, I don't really care. I stopped caring about this whole song. Like sometimes, and like that's me being a little bit of an elitist, but like I understand it's still enjoyable. It's just like I don't care the same.
Yeah.
Like I can't care the same because the bars just isn't. But some people are like really amazing with like as recording artists, and they rap. You know what I mean? They it's still rap.
Yeah.
It's still hip hop.
Yeah.
But like the art, their focus of the art, or like the shining part of their particular artistry is the recording art.
Yeah.
And like
It's the same way why-
there are
Like
a couple artists
Beyonce
that-
keeps on dropping these documentaries over and over, and we gonna watch that shit because we see her recording process and it's exceptional.
I ain't see that.
But some people don't have like. Some people may never show you their like
Yeah.
them behind the scenes. But like when you listen to the song,
You
it's
can
like
hear
yo,
the mastery
the way he thought about delivering these lines is impeccable.
and arranging
more-
it in
the
that
more-
Baby
way.
King
He like
is an
that?
Yeah, I fuck
amazing
with Baby Keem.
recording artist.
Really?
You may not like his bars. You may love his bars.
But
Like,
the
it
way
connects-
he lays it down,
but the way
is
he
different.
puts it on
like
record,
in the session or just when you hear the
just
music?
listen, just
when
listen
you
to the
hear
music.
his delivery, niggas don't realize.
I want to say Johnny Venus from
Johnny
from
Venus
Earth Gang.
from Earth Gang, yeah.
Specifically, Sacrifices. on the Dream.
That nigga left him dead. I don't know.
Because like his use of Smino is a killer with this shit.
Yeah.
I used to say Smino's not a rapper. I used to think he wasn't a rapper.
And that's okay if you feel that way.
But he's a rapper.
He's allowed to disagree. Like,
yeah,
I know.
Well, but my thing is,
that nigga's cold.
His delivery was so different.
That nigga's cold.
Like he wasn't just rapping, so I didn't even look at it as rap. But then you gotta sit down and like,
because niggas not used to rappers harmonizing, bro. Yeah. Like Spino literally spits his verse.
Why not? Nelly.
Listen. This is what
50
I'm saying.
Cent, Ja Rule, Drake,
they didn't peep
Kanye,
it.
Gentlemen.
Them niggas been harmonizing the whole time.
You're right.
Gentlemen, forgive me. I want to get back to this this direct deposit.
We could have said that. Yeah, I understand.
Talk, I feel you.
Nah, we can work.
The clock is counting down. That's why I did that.
The clock is ticking.
Yeah, the clock is ticking. So yeah, I wanted you to let people. Bro. I wanted you to let people know.
Thank you for that. Appreciate it.
Exactly
blessed,
what direct
bro.
deposit is, where the inspiration came from, that, and what's coming this week, because I think there are some things coming this week.
All right, so if you missed it, this past Wednesday on the 18th, we dropped a single. The single's called Bank Bank. That's
Bank
on
Bank.
Crank. Thank you.
Like that.
If you streamed it, thank you. If you didn't, thank you for going streaming right after I said this message.
Yes.
Bet. Next Friday, if you in the DC area, or if you feel like driving to DC, if you in driving distance, we have our show we're having a listening party / concert for this show.
This nigga's so ugly, bro. Fuck.
All right, so for Musa behind the camera, like, hey, I'm gonna be hosting that jump.
Who?
Musa who? Continue.
Yo, but he's gonna be hosting. So boom,
Eddie Musa,
so y'all gotta come.
Will be hosting.
You guys
direct deposit. Yeah,
all right,
I guess.
But like we're having this listening party / release show / concert at Songbird Music House
on the 27th.
On
correct?
The 27th is this Friday coming up.
September 27th.
And like we're having Kasim as an opener. He's amazing.
Kasim, people love Kasim, and 20 Never, the whole
yes, the
all
energy
the
is
camp
always
is crazy.
There.
Every time I see that man.
So really, yeah, dog. Like, I like
those
how
are the homies, man. And Kasim is Nigerian. He ain't even high like that. Kasim is Nigerian.
Yeah,
that's tight.
Real nigga.
I'm not Nigerian, but that's still tight.
That's okay.
You Nigerian,
you did
bro.
well.
Come on,
you did well. Brought one along.
So we got DJ Zen. He's like a newer DJ, but he's coming.
Get it rocking though.
Yeah, he's coming out to show love.
I hope so, man.
And then we're performing a very special set. Like, so Direct Deposit is an EP. It's all about money. Mm-hmm. As you may have guessed from
all the promo
strategic
stuff.
marketing.
It's an EP about money. It's not super long. It's like maybe 4 songs, right? Mm-hmm. We're performing a set. It's gonna be 7 songs, and you have to like the show is gonna be before the EP drops. We're giving people an opportunity. If you come to the show, if you feel like engaging with us, we're doing a bit of a game, right? The game is
niggas be getting on stage.
You get the you don't gotta get on stage.
I got hype just now. So. I'm playing.
But we're going to let people guess the songs on the project. If you guess the right 4 songs out of the 7 that we perform,
free merch.
I see. The right songs in the right order.
In the right order.
You gotta guess, baby.
You want niggas to guess sequencing?
And
niggas don't even know what sequencing is.
People who get closest. The people who get the closest.
Who get the closest, all right.
The 4 people that get the closest. We get a free merch.
But all 7 songs. So hold on. The EP is how many songs?
4 songs.
It's 4. You're performing 7.
7.
And all 7 are gonna be about money?
Yep. We've been working on a wealth of music for like 3 years straight. So this
since the last.
This is our money period.
What was the last project? That was
the last project came out of nowhere.
When did it drop?
2018.
2018. Oh,
it was like we did the last project, like for the love of. Yeah, we was in a particular bag, so we decided to make a couple of songs that felt a little cohesive, and we put them out.
It worked,
and because we were still working on the stuff that we're putting out now. So it was like to tie people over to get a little bit of engagement. We put out Black DeLorean, but we've been working on.
I love that shit, man.
Direct Deposit and like
a lot of
things that are going to come next. We've been working on that for about 3 years. So, if you come out to Songbird Music House,
September 27th.
We'll be there.
We're in Adams Morgan.
And it'll be lit.
It's $10 for pre-sale. You got the link on our bio and all of our everything. So follow us at Not Alone LLC.
And don't forget the LLC.
Boom. It's $13 at the door if you feel like paying and being generous. So come out and have a good time with us. Like, and hopefully people join in this game and like
we'll be
try to win some merch.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
Enjoy these songs. We perform with a live band.
Another trick of the trade the niggas have yet to learn.
Yeah, so like we
they'll learn.
Dog. And like we already kind of do because Data plays live.
It's already
anyway.
a band, but it's like an extra band. It's a band behind the band.
We adding more pieces to the puzzle and like we about to have a fun ass set.
It's gonna be lit. This is what I need people to understand. This is not like, y'all be going out to the club and just go to drink and look at people. This is not that. This is not that. We're in this room for a different purpose.
And we're gonna have fun.
No. What I'm saying is
spend money at the bar.
No, we're gonna be drinking.
Tip your bartenders.
We will be drinking. What I'm saying is, it's gonna be a different type of vibe. It's gonna be enjoy. If you come to that, look, let me point this camera at me, please, sir. If you come and you don't have fun, I will personally refund your money, cause I know that's not gonna happen. So
that's lit. I don't have to refund your money.
No, I will do it. Talk to me. Talk to me.
That wasn't in the budget.
No, that's coming out of the personal budget. But we most definitely appreciate you for stopping by. We most definitely will be in the building on Friday. We're waiting on
Thank you for having me,
no doubt, man. No doubt. And this is yet another gentleman that, or yet another guest that was willing to come out to Elkridge.
Yeah.
And we greatly appreciate you.
Y'all do not live close
at all.
To nothing.
Yeah.
Far.
Try to keep it that way.
Yeah, so
personally, to me, I like it.
I can respect that.
I like it.
It's not convenient.
Yeah.
You understand a nomad like yourself, you like to.
I ain't got no problem making the move.
Appreciate you, brother.
Nomad, yo. I ain't got no problem making the move.
Before we wrap this up, I have a brief message.
What's good?
And if niggas want to cut me off or cut this shit out, they can. But just briefly, I want to, it was a situation that happened on Saturday that I already told people about. First, I just want to lay a couple ground rules. One, don't take shit that we saying on this podcast serious unless we tell you to take it serious. And take this gentleman very serious. Okay? Everything else, disregard that shit. Number one.
Jokes.
Number two, it's jokes. This is all jokes. This is the internet. Number two, I'm not about that gangster shit. So don't tell me you about that gangster shit. I don't want none of those problems. Number three.
I can't believe this.
Nah, it's a fact. Number three, to anybody who I may have offended, who we may have offended, God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. I wish the best for you.
No, that was funny.
I really do wish the best for you. There's no animosity, but just figure out a better way to air your grievances.
That was perfect. That was perfect timing.
It hasn't been done right in the past. But I have nothing more to say than that, man. Just please don't pull up to me in the middle of U Street. Please. Please.
No African on African violence.
Yeah.
That's the name of the episode.
And with that, we'll see you niggas wherever we see you niggas. We out.
Cut sound, sorry, cut sound.